Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Suburban Driving with Miranda. That's right, I am standing beside yet another Jeep Gladiator, but this time it has a diesel engine under the hood, and let me tell you, it makes all the difference. Let's go for a drive. So, here I am once again inside a Wrangler Gladiator. I don't know if you can hear, especially over the turn signal, it's quite loud, but there is definitely a distinctly different sounding engine in this Gladiator. So this is the Eco Diesel version. Now this is the version that everybody has been waiting for, everybody that I've talked to anyways, who has been super interested in the Gladiator, because diesel makes so much sense with a vehicle like this. And not just because it's a truck, but also in terms of off-roading. So let me get the numbers out of the way. This has the same, it's still a V6 3-liter, but it's a turbocharged diesel engine, obviously. So it makes 260 horsepower, which is slightly less than the gas-powered version, but you're getting 442 pound-foot of torque. Now it's the twist that really matters here. If you remember from my Gladiator review from a few months ago, which I know you will because you watched them all, the main complaint about that vehicle was the fact that it felt really underpowered. Like, it made a whole bunch of noise, and especially with the manual, made a whole bunch of noise, but it didn't actually go anywhere. Like accelerating on the highway, and everything just felt like it was standing still. And essentially it was, because it's such a massive, massive car, and to have this small engine for what it is up front, you know, it doesn't really go anywhere. And it's not meant to go quickly either. But even with off-roading, so to have the amount of torque that this one has with the Eco Diesel makes a huge amount of difference with acceleration. Like even that, just leaving a light, I feel like it has life, and it has pickup, and it has pizzazz. And funnily enough, it's not that much louder than a normal Wrangler. You know, you're still driving a box on the highway, so most of the noise actually comes from wind buffeting, because it's just hitting a solid wall with the Wrangler. A Gladiator, sorry. You know what I mean. So the diesel's not that in your face. That has a little bit of a tractor feel to it when you're at a stoplight or when you first turn it on. But what's really nice is that little bit of torque, that extra, makes acceleration so much nicer in this. I don't feel like a turtle that I'm trying to like shove forward, and if the camera's shaking, you know what that is. That's Jeep life. But actually this is quite a comfortable Gladiator. So I'm in the Overland edition. Overland also has the Jeep Grand Cherokee version. It's kind of like their higher end luxury. I've got really nice tan leather seats, dual stitching on the dash. Pretty sure it's the same as the Rubicon interior, except for the color of the seats and the Overland stitching on the seats that I had in the Rubicon manual Gladiator. Quite nice, quite comfortable. It is Jeep in here, exactly the same as every other Jeep that I have had, be it a Wrangler or a Gladiator, which is really nice. And I like that familiarity of it. Actually, yesterday I was speaking to somebody about this one in particular, and their first comment was, it looks so nostalgic, and it looks historical, like it hasn't ever changed. And that's true, it hasn't. It's one of those vehicles that, like the Beetle, like the Mini, you know, Jeep has a certain tradition to uphold when they release a new Wrangler, and they need to keep it in the same family. They need to keep it looking the way it does, because that's part of the allure, and that's part of the desire to have a vehicle like this. So I think the Gladiator is an amazing design, and while it feels very big on the road, like you feel like you're kind of taking up all this space, it's not that big. You know, I pull up beside F-150s or Ram 1500s and realize, like, okay, I'm a little bit lower, and I'm not as like raw as I thought I was. Kind of knocks you down a couple of notches when you pull up next to a full-size pickup truck. But that's not to say it's not capable. I've hauled a lot of stuff this week in this Gladiator, and I was very grateful for the tonneau cover, because as you can see and hear probably, it is pouring rain, and it has been for the past couple of days, and I have stuff back there that I can't put anywhere else, so it needs to stay in the bed for now, and it is really well covered back there. Tonneau cover is super easy to take off and put back on, even for somebody like me. And yeah, it's capable truck, and the diesel makes it an even more capable off-roader because of that torque, because of that little extra oomph of power that you have. And the torque is available at 1400 RPM up to 2800 or 3800, not quite sure on that one. But it's a long period where that max torque is available. So you get it early, you get it right away, you get it when you need it, and then it sticks around. So whether you're towing, whether you're rock climbing, whether you're going through mud, sand, whatever, you're gonna get that desired reaction from the engine that you want. Otherwise, it has a slightly tweaked 8-speed automatic transmission, works beautifully, never any lag. It's not searching for gears, it's not trying to figure itself out. It always knows what it wants to do. Of course, I have 4 high, 4 low. I can switch it from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. Obviously, I've kept it in 2 this week because there's no point in 4. Finally, we have no snow. Yay! And I've been averaging 8.6 liters per 100 kilometer. I've done a lot of highway this week, a lot. And even with the suburban driving that I've been doing, so within the streets and stop signs and stop and go, it hasn't changed much. It fluctuates between 8.6 and 8.7, which is amazing. And when I picked it up with a full tank, I had almost 700 kilometers of range on my tank of diesel fuel. So do I think this is the way that you should go if you're in the market for a Gladiator? Yes, I do. It doesn't feel underpowered. It doesn't feel sluggish. This engine makes all the difference with this vehicle. I already like the Gladiator. I had a lot of fun with the manual. But if you remember what I said, it sounds like it's making a whole bunch of noise and it's like all these things are happening and you're just like, beep, 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 like you're just putting along. Because it's very loud, but it doesn't get anything done. So this is loud, but it also gets the job done. So I think Jeep did a very good thing putting this engine inside the Gladiator, which you can also find in the Ram, I believe, and the Wrangler, the regular Wrangler, Eco Diesel. So good job. And diesel, it's not the dirty word that we think it is. I know what happened with Volkswagen and Dieselgate and all that. We need to put that behind us and realize that diesel can be good. Diesel can be efficient. And if you do a lot of highway driving and you do a lot of towing, which is what you want to do with your Gladiator, then this is the engine to go with. All right, guys, well, that's been it for me in the 2021 Jeep Gladiator Eco Diesel version. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. As always, if you have any questions or comments, you can hit me up at Miss Miranda L on Twitter or Instagram. And of course, Miranda Lifestone on Facebook.com, or drop a message below and I will do my best to get back to you. Hope to see you guys back next week. Take care.